The Canadian Association for Equality hosted a screening of The Red Pill right here in Calgary recently. The film follows a feminist journey researching the men's rights movement, who are often accused of promoting violence, being misogynist, and promoting the hatred of women. For me, it was an eye-opening story of a group that has been unnecessarily demonized at the expense of the feminist movement. But I wanted to know what other attendees thought, so I took a chance to catch up with some of my fellow moviegoers and ask them why they decided to come to see the film.
Me and my wife are here to see this film. We actually have a 1-year-old son, and we were quite interested to see what kind of world he's going to be growing up in. It's going to be very different from the world we both grew up in, and it's one of those things that we knew something wasn't right, or we felt something wasn't right and we couldn't put a finger on it. And then I eventually discovered this film and we decided we'd pursue it further.
I am here to see what is sure to be a very groundbreaking film, and I'm excited to be one of the first people to see it. I think it's going to really change things.
I had heard about the film quite a while ago, just watching some YouTube videos and different information. And so I watched the website. Every so often I check on the website when they were screening, and then I missed the one. I'm from Edmonton actually, so I missed the screening in Edmonton. So I kept watching the website and I saw there was screening in Calgary, so I drove down here to watch it in Calgary.
There's been a lot of backlash surrounding this movie, and I wasn't sure what to expect at all. So I was curious as to what my fellow attendees were expecting.
Honestly, I'm expecting to be shocked. To be honest, I don't know what to expect in terms of there's a lot of men's rights issues that nobody knows about, and a lot of what we'll call injustices that nobody knows about, and I'm quite interested to see them.
I'm expecting to see a lot of what I've seen before on the internet over the last 2 years researching the men's rights movement, but to see it in a new form, from a new perspective.
And one thing I really wanted to know was whether attendees thought men and women are treated equally.
There's a difference between men and women. I think that women aren't men and men aren't women, and there's biological difference, physical difference. We think about different things, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
Men's rights have been just completely sidestepped and put on the back burner over women's rights.
One thing that really stood out for me among attendees is that some told me that they didn't want to be on camera at all, or that they didn't want to be asked targeted questions about feminism or men's rights because they were too worried about how they would come across publicly, particularly those that identified more with the men's rights activists. This showed me that there truly is a stigma surrounding men's issues, and I think that's yet another effect that feminism has had on men. I think this theatergoer put it best in that context.
There's a lot of areas in society where there's injustice, plain and simple, against men. There's also injustice against women, but the injustice against women seems to get highlighted as the film shows. Any kind of injustice towards women gets plenty of media coverage and lots of sympathy, but injustice towards men is kind of ignored or just not covered, or no one cares. And that's a greater injustice, because then it can't get the attention it needs.
When it comes to equality, a lot of emphasis has been put on females and not enough on men, and there's a conversation to be had regarding what effects that has had. For example, men have higher suicide rates, higher rates of death from work accidents, and courts do tend to favor females when it comes to parental rights issues. The Red Pill addresses these issues and much, much more, and I think it has the potential to change that conversation for those with an open mind. The Canadian Association for Equality is hosting more screenings of the film in the near future. You can keep an eye on equalitycanada.com/event/The Red Pill for new details. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. The Rebel is growing and we need your help. Visit thebigplan.ca, and if you can, please donate to help us reach our goal of being the biggest source for news and commentary in Canada.